I'll just give you the floor on Dan Campbell, and you just saw the soundbite where you eat, drink, and you eat, sleep at the game. You know, what are you going to do? I'm going to drink the game. You know, what do you think of this guy, Calvin?
You gotta love him, man. He's authentic. That's just Dan, just being his authentic self, and just like I say, just staying true to himself. I mean, you can read authenticity. You can read when somebody's being fake, and we don't get anything fake from Dan, and that's why his players respond the way they do, because he just his authentic self to them. You know, he doesn't treat anybody different than the other. He treats them all the same. Expects all of them to be great, to bring their best potential to practice, to the game, and that's all you can ask for in a coach. That he's the same level-headed person, and he's the same with everybody.
You know, and what's your relationship with him? I mean, whenever you go to the games, you're hanging out there, you see him, or you're around the team. What's that about, Calvin?
Oh yeah, I get around to practice whenever I can. I get to a couple of them throughout the season. I'm trying to get to a couple of them here in the playoffs. I try to holler at them whenever I can. Before the game, after practice, it's always great to talk to him, especially because this is uncharted territory for us here in Detroit. So just to get a feel of what he's feeling, what he's thinking, it's pretty cool, man, just to see, how he's driving these guys to, perform at their best, even though we might see that they might be a little depleted on that defensive side. Just the level of coaching that he got around them, man, and everybody just stepping up to the plate.
And now here's the we're going to stick the landing here, guys. Do you know Dan Campbell was a teammate of Calvin Johnson's when he showed up as a rookie for the Detroit Lions and was in fact on that team that we were referring to before, 0-16, right? I mean, tell me your favorite Dan Campbell teammate story. Do you have one, Calvin?
Dan Campbell he's almost like RoboCop when he was out there, because he had like this, he did something to his shoulder or something. He had this big old sleeve that he played with. And the fact is that, he was still our best tight end, and he never complained. He just went out there and got his job done. You never hear anything, the coach saying anything to him, just because he was prepared. And that's why that's why I was so happy about him. That's why I'm so happy about him being here in Detroit, because I know he's going to have these guys prepared, because he was always prepared to play. And like I say, he doesn't BS. He's just straight to the point. It's black and white. Get your job done, and he's gonna love on you too. Now he has a sense of humor. He's a family man. So all those things together, they just make a great coach.
If I had told you, if I was able to wave a wand, and I'm now going back in time, I'm in the primitive hot tub time machine, right? And and I go back in time, and I tap you on the shoulder in the middle of the 0-16 season, and I point to your teammate Dan Campbell and say, he is going to be the guy to coach a 15-win Detroit Lions team to be the 1 seed and be the prohibitive favorite to make the Super Bowl and send Detroit to the Super Bowl. You would have said what, Calvin?
You need to put down the cannabis.
What you smoking on, bro?
Yeah, I'm using the product. That's what you're saying. Really,
100%. Right? I mean, we just went 0-16. I was like, anybody just trying to go as far as they can away from here right now. I would have never thought that in 1,000 years.
Did he have a coaching mentality? Did you see anything? I guess the roots of that when you were playing with him?
I didn't get a chance to see the roots of it. Obviously, he went to other places and got some interim roles and whatnot. But right. What I can speak to is just the consistency with which he played, his consistent definitely, and him being a lovable guy. He's a great teammate. Like I said, his sense of humor has always been there. And so those things, like I say, those things have definitely, and then being a player coach, somebody that actually played in this league, those things will help you become a better coach.
What's it like standing on the Ford Field sidelines or just right before a game, and you're looking around and you're seeing what's in the stands and the energy in that building and what this team has become for the city and potentially the future? What is that like for you, Calvin Johnson?
It's awesome because this is a sports town. I mean, we love all our sports here. We're really smart fans. But football, we need a football winner. We have a football winner, the city might burn down, because people love, they bleed, they breathe football, especially Detroit Lions football. And what this team has meant for the city over the last year and a half, going on 2 years now, you just see the energy everywhere you go. I mean, obviously in Detroit, everybody's bouncing around. Everybody's, got something good to talk about because our team is doing well. But it stands outside the city. You're starting to see, I go I snowboard. I go out to the mountain town. You see lion stuff all the way out in remote places. It's beautiful to see. But it all starts here with this team, man, and that their energy, that good culture, it exudes well outside. It permeates the culture here in Detroit.
What do you think is the best feature of this team?
It all goes back to the grittiness with which, this team started. I think that's what our fans respect the most about it. That's why this place is so loud, because we have so many guys that are willing to sacrifice, that are willing to bust their butt, that are willing to go out there even though they're not feeling their best and lay it on the line. We're able to see that each and every day from this team. You got guys that are in the community that are trying to help their fellow brethren. You see guys that come from other teams that come here and they get thrown into the lineup and are ready to play. But a lot of that just goes back to the fundamentals and the coaching and the situational situations that they put themselves in practice. So I just all boils back down to the grit, that we have here in Detroit. We want to work. You come here, you got to want to work.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.